All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Squat Progression Series. Bump, 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 bump. Road to 405, baby. Building back better every day. You know how we do. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is living life to the fullest. I hope everyone is getting after their goals. So here we have some real basic warm-up footage. Always warming up with the clams, the adductors, the excuse me, the glute bridges, the Supermans, a whole bunch of core work, a whole bunch of hip flexor work. You know how we do, along with some of the PT exercises to help the upper back. So I just do it off camera. Look pretty. I don't know. I mean, I always look bad when I'm working out, but I particularly don't look any better. But I'll start recording that stuff for you guys, give you guys a quick snippet on what I do to help warm up and what I am doing right now to work on getting my body back to what it was before the whole dislocation, the torn labrum, you know, all the fun stuff, all that stuff that we hate to deal with. But I warmed up after, I did those activation exercises after I did that kind of, that whole stuff. Warmed up with like 12 body weight squats. And I did those on a bench because I'm really trying to just activate my hip flexors. I'm sure you can look at my squat and you can see that when I'm like firing up out of the hole, at least like later on in the video, it becomes a lot more evident when I'm trying to push. I'm like, I guess using my lower back, using my glutes, and I'm not using my quads or hip flexors, I feel like, as much as I should be, as much as I can recruit them. And so, I've definitely been trying to work. I feel like with the front squats, also I just feel like I've kind of naturally chosen to go with a more narrow stance. So I am working on my stance and I'm working on trying to position myself to make it more advantageous for me to, recruit my quads and hip flexors as opposed to using my like glutes and low back. But I don't know, we're working on it. So, I mean, if anyone sees this video and has anything personal experience or anything constructive criticism, please drop it down below. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys have to say. Please, anything is welcome. But so after the 45, I did 65, 75. This is 85. I did 45 by 5 reps, like 65 by 4 reps, I think, just because I don't put it on camera, or it's kind of hard to see on camera with the way that my phone is mounted. But I do like, I'm working out in my basement and I do have some dogs and I do work out with my dogs because if I close the door, it's dogs, like, the separation anxiety, they're over there just whining, or not really whining, but from time to time you can just hear it. So they usually they're cool, but I have a bunch of windows, and in our backyard we have birds and squirrels and whatnot, so sometimes they'll get all hyped up when they see a squirrel run across the backyard, and then they'll run over to where I am squatting. So that was kind of the reason why I wasn't just doing the full 5 reps. But for like the meat of the workout, I did 95 pounds for 6 sets of 3, really focusing on the speed today. I had that 5x5 on Monday, which I realized the audio didn't get recorded, like the voiceover, or it didn't process. I'm not really too sure what happened. So I apologize for no voiceover, but yeah, so I had 5x5 at 115, so I figured I'd just drop it down a little bit, work on the speed, really try and, I don't know, stimulate some, like, different fibers in the legs. Last week I feel like was pretty basic. We're now, like, the 5th workout into into the year, the 5th workout into the Build Back Better series, baby. You know how it is. So this was one thing I did beforehand. And so I figured, it'd be cool. It's kind of something that I was feeling. So like 95, kind of a step down. Definitely, I felt like sort of manageable. Definitely, it's hard to really judge, because at least you put that intent in your mind of saying that I'm gonna, contract as hard as I can. I'm gonna have this bar fly up as fast as possible. And you put that intent in your mind when you're squatting, and you really, at least for me while I'm working through these, in the moment, at least right now, 5 workouts in, this is the first speed workout, after, roughly a 7-week, hiatus, where I had some finals, finishing up college, had some, shoulder dislocation, kind of really agitated an already torn labrum from a previous dislocation. So, just kind of between the stress and the already, traumatic, I don't want to say that, but, kind of the tear, the re-dislocation definitely stresses the body. So between, those two things, I was really just trying to, work as best as I can on my classroom work. So unfortunately needed to make the sacrifice in the gym and not pump the weight, but I was still definitely trying to get after it in terms of just moving my body and doing some PT and at least trying to keep, some blood flowing throughout the body. But, yeah, so we're building back, like I said, that's the whole point of the series, so at least, that was a whole tangent, but I'm watching this again, looking pretty slow, but I promise you the intent is there, and that's really one of the big things that counts. It's the intent, I guess, that's for everything in life. You can just go through the motions, or you can really, really put your mind into it and really work on, and at least in terms of, exercise and working out, it's like you can just go through the squat motion pretty easily. But, to elevate the gains, take that squat to the next workout, you really have to put that intent in there. And it might not look it off camera, but one of the big things that I have been working on is having that intent. I'm trying to contract my whole body, really squeeze the lats, work on the upper traps, keep the chest engaged, keep the whole core engaged, because I feel like that's one of the problems too, is that I'm good with engaging the the mid-core, some of the obliques, but really, that lower core, that kind of iliopsoas area, right at the crease of the hip, is definitely, I'd say, one of the weakest points. So I definitely need to start strengthening that exercise, that area of the body a whole lot more. But really, it's having that intent, just trying as hard as I can, even though, obviously I'm weak, but I'm putting everything into it. And so that's, hopefully gonna make the numbers skyrocket in the long term, instead of, just showing up, going through the motions every day. I don't know, I think that squatting becomes so much more fun. I feel like there is that stigma to it where it's like, man, I gotta go squat, this isn't fun. But if you, at least for me, taking away that, I guess, that general attitude, and instead looking at a squat as a literal full body movement. I feel like people say that for the bench press too. So you really have to engage your lats, and you using leg drive, and it kind of, if you translate that to the squat, if you're working on, I guess, using your lats and whatnot, using your core. But so yeah, we're already at the end of the video, guys. So yeah, to finish up my workout, did 3 sets of 10 on the tricep banded push downs. I'm really feeling good. My shoulder's feeling nice with the PT I've been doing, some yoga, and just eating well and taking care of my body. So I started to incorporate some really light arms, and we're starting to build back the arms. And then you know, I'm happy. I'm feeling really good. The shoulder's feeling nice. It's not you know, it's a little tight in the area, but as expected when you come back. But yeah, guys, so that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and well, I'll see you guys on Friday for our next episode. Thanks so much. Take care. Keep making those gains. Peace.